Hello and welcome on back to another Talk and Tell video. In this one, we're looking at the brand new TNT, the IW ongoing series, issue number 5. And, oh my god, this is going to be possibly the worst issue of the year. And we've had a few, not so great issues this year, but this one's definitely going to be up there for being one of the worst. So going into this issue, I didn't have really too high expectations for this issue. I wasn't really looking forward to this one just because this one was developing the villain, which is a character which I have no interest in whatsoever. But there was some aspects of this issue which I was somewhat looking forward to, just because we've got to see Casey Jones and also the foot in this issue. And I was quite curious to see how they're going to be handling all that kind of stuff with all the build up which I've been doing over the past year, only for it to not be the best. So yeah. But after reading this issue, it's, oh my lord, they've undone a lot of development which has been building up over the past year, and his new character is not exactly the best. He's just, well, he's just basically Agent Bishop, but he's just using all of his power so that people know him, and so that he can hate on mutants a lot more, and yeah, it's just, but I don't know, some of the worst parts of Total Media, I want to say, as of right now. So yeah. Oh boy, where do we really begin with this issue in terms of breaking this one down? Okay, let's go over the flashbacks in this issue, because I feel like that's gonna be the best place to start. So with the actual main story, we find out why he's doing all this kind of stuff, and it turns out the reason why he's doing all this is because nobody noticed him at school. He wasn't bullied, he wasn't noticed, he wasn't had friends or anything like that. He was just lonely. He was just there. And to be honest, it's not really an exciting story whatsoever. I mean, had he been bullied, I feel like that would have been a bit more understandable. But the fact that, you know, he's just there and nobody really cares about him, I don't think that really justifies any of his actions, really. But then he goes on to law school, and he becomes one of the best people there, destroying his professors, and even going into court and winning all his arguments. And then that's how no one wants to speak to him again because of all that kind of stuff. Which again is not really overly developing, exciting developing character thing for him. He's just there. And that's when he comes home to his parents and he finds out that, oh no, they've been murdered by a mutant. And that's pretty much what kicks off his whole crusade against the mutants, because some mutant killed him in self-defense, well, supposedly in self-defense, and we don't even know if it's the right mutant. So yeah, but I'll just say that this is a somewhat justifiable reason as why he's doing all that kind of stuff. But also at the same time, with all the stuff which we've read so far about his character in this issue, it's still not a very exciting character. This is possibly the most interesting part of his character, and that is very shocking for him. But after that, he goes to a bar. He gets he's drinking. Then Meroxay come up to him and is well, we've got to come, we want to take you to our boss. So he goes over to talk to Karai, and that's when Karai gives him a challenge to be the first one to pick up this mace, I want to say, against the mutant that killed his parents. So the human gets it, and the mutant he doesn't. And Howl's about to kill him, but the first well, don't do that yet. We're gonna blackmail you with all this. But to be honest with that, it's not really much of a blackmail. He didn't actually do anything, so it's not really the best of blackmail. But Karai wants to give Hell the opportunity to be, next mayor and all that kind of stuff, which they don't really properly explain this as to why Karai wants to do this, or anything along those kind of lines. And even with Karai herself, she just buggers off to just go somewhere else. And we just spent the last year with her trying to build up the Foot Clan to be a formidable force again, and also for going off to stop the Dogstar Clan and getting the powers from a dragon. All for that to just be more or less completely forgotten about, and for her to just piss off, just go somewhere else, which we don't know where or when she'll show up again. That is so stupid, and it does get worse with Casey. But we'll talk about. But yeah, Oh god, we'll be talking about that in just a second. But after that, for like the final bit of the flashback bit, we do get to see him. He does actually take out the mutant, and after I must admit, it was quite a brutal way. I will give him that. It was like quite nice to see in a very brutal way, where he's able to get the mutant to like go to prison, but then he takes the mutant out of the car and just whops him with the bat, which it was very gruesome, but it was really cool to see. I think that's possibly one of the like few positives I can give this issue, and oh boy, that's not that's not very much to really say. But yeah, so in the present day stuff, Harold is just walking up to, I think it's Mayor's Hall or something along those kind of lines, and all the protesters are there asking questions, and he just want to answer them, so he just gives the foot orders to just go out and just stop them. And this is where I say things did get a little bit weird, because the foot would just went out and then just started like throwing like arrows with smoke in them, throwing shurikens, and this feels really out of place considering that this is supposed to be, you know, the Foot Clan, ninjas and all that kind of stuff, and they're supposed to go around sneaking in, assassinating people, not being in broad daylight on TV, trying to kill people. It just feels so out of place, and I know that like Karai's not there to really put him in place or anything along those kind of lines. But what about Natsu? What about Beam Rocksteady? Like, shouldn't they be in place to like do something along those kind of lines to stop them, or just do anything? It just feels so weird that like this is like the direction we should take in the Foot. It doesn't really feel like the Foot anymore. I feel like this would have been better if like maybe like these characters were like like a different like clan, maybe a Dogstar clan, or just someone completely different, because it just doesn't feel like the Foot anymore. I know that it's on new leadership, but that doesn't like change anything really. And that's when we do get to see Casey. He comes in and he starts to fight the Foot, and that's when he gets captured easily and taken into the police station where Hell's at. And he gives and Hell gives Casey the same opportunity to prove himself with the bat thing, and Casey gets it, and then that's when Hell just shoots him. So we just spent like the last year building up Casey to be working with Karai, being a part of the Foot Clan and all that kind of, along those kind of stuff, and that's me just like forgotten about with him just being shot. I don't know what to say anymore with this. This is really stupid. They spent the last year building this all up for it to just be completely forgotten about. And at this point, I just don't care if Casey survives or not. I mean, it'd be nice if he does, but at the same time, I just really couldn't care less. This is like so stupid. We just spent like the last year giving Casey something finally to do after he spent like the last 4 years doing absolutely nothing, and now he comes in and then gets shot. This is possibly one of the worst issues so far, and I don't know how where the story is going to be going next. I really don't have any interest in this issue, like the series anymore, and this is really disappointing because I've been loving this series for a really long time, and I love each new issue that comes out. But seeing this, just completely forgetting about everything that's been happening over the past year, it really makes me question why I'm actually still reading this series or getting excited for this. This is so stupid how they got rid of Casey and Karai. It's annoying, but yeah, so overall for this issue, it's annoying, it's so bad, it's because I want to like this issue, what they're doing with Casey and what they're doing with Hale, and I want to get excited for this kind of stuff. But if everything that's shown in this issue, where they've just got rid of loads of developments that's been building up over the last year in just one page, it is just so stupid and annoying. And then even as Hal as a character, he's not really an entertaining character, it's not really interesting. He's just basically Agent Bishop, but just worse. And I just don't know what they're going to be doing next. And at this point, I just don't care. But I want to, and I think that's the worst part about all this, is that I want to care and I will be reading this. But it's annoying because they should be doing better, but this is really not told at this point. If you're just going to be ruining everything you've been building up to over the past year, what was the point? But yeah, let me know in the comment section below what do you think about this issue. Do you like it? Do you not? And yeah, that's game for today, guys. If it doesn't, please share, subscribe and all that stuff. Goodbye, yo, bye.